It was a bad week for Joe Biden, and you can't really feel bad for the guy because he has himself to blame. Think about it. He wants emergency military aid to allies like Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. All right. But the GOP says no go without emergency border fixes. After all, you destroyed the border. So what does he do? Instead of fixing the problem, he rolls out the rhetoric instead of hammering out a deal. Listen.
Extreme Republicans are playing chicken with our national security, holding Ukraine's funding hostage to their extreme partisan border policies. I made it clear that we need Congress to make changes to fix what is a broken immigration system, because we all know it's broken. And I'm willing to do significantly more.
Nobody wants your fixes because they're not good for the country, and you broke the border. The problem with all this is you are the one unreasonable and radical. You're not realizing how unprecedentedly bad things are at the border in the South. 12,000 migrants flooded into our country on Tuesday alone. That would normally be a bad week. It's a daily record for the nation, and we're coming up on year 250. But to put this in perspective, here's what President Obama's HHS Secretary Jay Johnson said in 2019 about Trump when he was in office and the border.
I know that 1,000 overwhelms the system. I cannot begin to imagine what 4,000 a day looks like. So we are truly in a crisis.
Yeah. Can you imagine 12,000? We're living it. It's not just the border, though. You don't have to look far and long to get reasons why President Biden should not run again as president. Heck, even Joe is running low on reasons to run.
Would you be running for president if Trump wasn't running?
I expect so, but look, he is running, and I have to run.
Would you drop out if Trump runs out?
No, not now.
Now, earlier in off-the-record comments, he said, I'm only running because Donald Trump is running. But after some backlash, that was somewhat of a walk back, and then here is the overcompensation.
Do you think there is any Democrat who could defeat Donald Trump other than you?
Probably 50 of them.
You do believe that there are?
I'm not the only one to read it, but I will defeat it.
All right, here's the issue with that analysis, Joe. The polls say a different story. Trump beat you, Haley beat you, and DeSantis beat you. Marquette, Fox, NBC, Quinnipiac, Reuters all have Joe losing. And I'm afraid the newest Biden family business revelations aren't going to help your cause. Hunter Biden hit with 9 tax-related charges in a brand new indictment, adding a fresh layer of legal peril of his existing charges with this problem of having a gun and throwing it in a dumpster. And we can't ignore the elephant in the room. The emails, the eyewitnesses says, Joe, you were in the room a lot when Hunter was doing business. House records showing that the vice president then, Joe Biden, used email aliases to communicate with Hunter and Hunter's business associates over 300 times. But when confronted, what does President Biden say?
Can you explain to the Americans amid this impeachment inquiry why you interacted with so many of your son and brother's foreign business associates?
I'm not going to comment on that. I did not, and it was just a bunch of lies.
You didn't interact with many of their business associates?
I did not. There's lies.
I'm not going to comment, but I'm going to comment and going to give something inaccurate. Mr. President, no one thinks it's a lie. In fact, most Americans think you were involved, and they deserve better. His lack of defenders is also notable at this point.
I have the strong sense that the president is full speed ahead. This is more than a political burden. This is an emotional burden.
Mr. President, give America the ultimate Christmas gift and step aside.